We are live, live, live. Oh, right. I love being live. I thought I would do this a little bit more often now, and I have a good excuse to do it right now. I am going to talk you through this giant, giant book. It is so large. Alex Hormozi's book. It's good to see you all. Make sure you chat. You have to be subscribed to chat, but that's kind of the point. And we're going to talk about the book itself, some of the contents. I'll go through it. This is interactive, so definitely feel free to participate. I'm also going to do this real quick. I'm going to have the invite to your first 5K pinned because I want you to join if you haven't joined yet. If you've joined, let me know in the comments because 2,000 people or 1,900 people or so have joined already. But we're going to talk about this just a moment. Who has their copy of the book? If you're in Arlan's All Access or your first 5K, I'm actually have been giving away free copies of this book. I bought 200 and been giving away. All you have to do is pay for shipping. If you're in the membership already, just go to that post. You can do a search, keyword search for Hormozi or Hormozi book or something like that. And you can find that while supplies last. I bought 200 for us. Actually, there's a little bit of a surprise because we have a few more that have been donated to us from someone else. So we'll keep the party going, but you need to be in the memberships to do it. You do pay like $10 shipping though. So it's not completely free. All right. So where's everybody from? It's good to see you all. You are welcome. Ty says, thank you for everything. You are welcome. Or Tia. So this book, who has this book? Who ordered this book either during the whole lead up to that launch that Hormozi just did, or they did it in the last few couple of days because everybody was talking about it, or they got one of the free ones that I've been giving away inside of my memberships. So if you're curious about it, if you don't have it and you're curious about it, this is how big it is. It is huge, humongous. Let's see. I can get another book that is not huge. This is one of my favorite books in the world because it saved my life. This one is. So I'll put it next to it. Let's see if we can even fit them in. Hold on. Let's see. Okay. So this Naked Mind is kind of like a normal size book. So where this line is on Hormozi, it's just it's very large and it's also very like wide. And all of his books are like this, like all of his in the trilogy, because he has $100 million offers, $100 million leads, like how do you get the traffic? And then now he has $100 million money models. All of them are this size. I think there's probably really good reason for it. Most of his audience are guys. We've talked about that. And, you know, they have bigger hands for the most part. And maybe that's it. Also, I think he was it made things accessible without even realizing it because once you hit 40, man, I tell you, at least me, once I hit 40, it became harder to read small print. So I actually love it. I love that I can open this up and I don't have to squint, you know. But I think it's that. And I think it's also kind of like a sports kind of thing where it's when you watch football or basketball or whatever, they tend to have these playbooks, right? And these big binders full of information. And I think that kind of is the vibe that I'm feeling too. But this is a new one that just came out. And if you ordered I think it was like 15, you could order and get it with VIP or something, and you could get it for much faster. These started to arrive on Tuesday. I got mine yesterday, which was Wednesday. So what I was thinking I could do here, because I love being live, I love spending time with you all, is I thought I would go through some of the teachings of the book. Is that cool? Do you all want that? Let me know in the comments if you want me to do that, if that would be helpful at all to go through and kind of talk to you a little bit about these teachings. And either you have the book yourself or you don't, but I can kind of work with you on it. Okay, I'm getting some yeses. Cool. So first of all, The back of the book has a picture of Hormozi and his wife, Layla. She's Layla Hormozi. This is Alex Hormozi. And they kind of go hand in hand. Like they're the dynamic duo. They actually met on Bumble. Don't know if you know that or not, but they met on Bumble, the dating app, several years ago. They were working together. And at one point, Layla says, and I think he says it in this book, he does like a dedication. At one point, he said to her, or she said to him, I'll just read what he said about Layla, okay? His wife. It's the first dedication he has. I want to thank my partner, my ride or die, Layla. You found me at my absolute worst, and you have fought beside me shoulder to shoulder ever since. You said you would sleep with me under a bridge if it came to that, and I have never forgotten. So he goes on to talk about her, and he goes on to talk about Trevor, who I think is his writing partner, but I can't remember. And they often talk about, both of them often talk about how choosing a partner could be beneficial to you in business and how it could be really strong. And I know that to be the case for me for sure. We don't work together. Anna and I don't work together on most things. Like we have a couple of projects that we work together on, but we tend to have different lanes. But it's definitely helped me level up and it's helped her level up. So I like that. Now, what I think is really cute before I get into like the actual tactics of this book is if you see here, this is his quote. You know how usually on a book there's like all these quotes from people and it's supposed to be like this thing that make you buy the book. This is funny. So I'll read a little bit out loud for anybody who can't see it. What people have said about Alex Hormozi. Alex is my husband, Layla Hormozi. I have I have known many people. Alex is one of them. Friends of Alex. Alex does things I have seen. Alex is dad. Alex is better at some things than others. Alex's mom. Alex wrote a book. I have read many books. Magazine critic. I think all of those are hilarious. And it's a good way to kick the book off. It kind of like loosens you up a little bit. So it's like, this is for some people, money is like right, it's like live or die, and or we think it is. We kind of build it up to be that way. And I like that he's has a little sense of humor to kick things off. Then there's a ton of information about disclaimers. I'll talk to you about disclaimers just for a moment. Just what is today? Thursday. So just on Tuesday, I had for the first time one of the videos on my YouTube channel demonetized and deleted, taken down for 90 days. I don't know if it'll ever be monetized again. And I don't know exactly whatever. So I got this message when I signed in on Tuesday. And I've been, telling y'all about YouTube. So I'm a big fan. And it said that it was a dangerous video. And I looked at it, and what it's claiming is that it's giving false information about making money. And it's absolutely the opposite of that. It's the nerdiest video, 45 minutes of me showing you how to make like AI pages. But I get what they're doing, and I'm preparing myself for them to do more of it. So I am thinking through one of the ways that I've seen other people kind of combat this is, first of all, just being sure you're not making false claims on YouTube about what you can do to help people, but then really being smart about your disclaimers inside of your descriptions. Just a little note on the side. And then, so if you see here, there's 2 solid pages of disclaimers in Hormozi's book. I think he had some sort of a lawsuit at one point because you get sued if you do business. I mean, it just happens if you do business on this scale. I've been sued. It happens. But I think it was about disclaimers and about claims and stuff. So that's what he did. And then, and again, if you're just joining, what we're doing is we're talking about Alex Hormozi's new book, $100 Million Money Models. I will have the replay here. And you all let me know if this is something that is helping you. You feel free to talk in the chat. Don't stay silent because I can't see you on the other side. Let me know what you want to know. Answer me back, that kind of thing. And you must be a subscriber to do so. So just subscribe, all good. I also have that pinned comment at the top of the live chat and in my description that will help you get a free 7-day trial to your first 5K, which will help you make your first 5,000 or can help you. Let's do the disclaimer. It could help you. It doesn't necessarily mean you will make $5,000. Okay. Whatever happens on YouTube, we got our memberships, we got our emails. We'll see what happens. Okay. So I'm going to just tell you the basics. What are people knowing about, hold on a second. What do you all know about this book about money models? Tell me what you think it means in the chat. So on the back of the book, it's super helpful because Alex breaks down just the top 3 kind of basics of it. And can somebody chat do something, because I'm seeing 0 happening and it was moving at first. I'm wondering if I'm missing something. Can somebody just type in the letter A so I can just see that it's working? Oh, wait. Maybe I'm missing it. There we are. Great. Thank you. Okay. So money models. Stage. Okay. So I'll just read the back of it because it'll help. This is your first time seeing the book? Okay, cool. Then I like that. Okay. So what he says is a money model is a deliberate sequence of offers. It's what you offer, when you offer, and how you offer it that makes as much money as you can as fast as you can. Ideally, to make enough money from one customer to get and service at least 2 more customers in less than 30 days. Okay, so stage 1, there are 3 stages. Stage 1, get cash. Attraction offers, get more customers for less. So there's an attraction offers is a main part of what he's talking about. So just getting people to be your customers. How do we do that? The second stage is get more cash by upselling and downselling offers, making money from your customers faster. And then the third stage is get the most cash, which is continuity offers that maximize their total spend. And in a lot of ways, continuity is what we're doing on school. Continuity just means recurring, monthly offers, yearly offers. That somebody didn't just buy one PDF or just one book or just one event. They are part of a subscription to something. When you have a school membership, how many people here have a school membership or are riding with me? Let me know in the chat if you're with me and your first 5K, if you're in Arlan's All Access, if you have a school membership. If you don't, tell me where you stand. Because if you have a school membership and you're charging for that membership, some people are doing a free model, and some people are doing a charge, then you're already in continuity. You're already doing continuity because that means recurring. If you have the paid school, that means that if somebody comes in and they pay you $9 a month, they're going to pay you this month and the next one, and it's your job to keep them. So that is what Alex is talking about here. And he did I don't know how many hours worth teaching these models. So I'm not going to necessarily teach you anything new, but it may be in that how I frame it helps you visualize it better, or helps you think of something you didn't think of, or maybe you're being introduced to this. How to make money. It's pretty simple, right? Also, instead of just thinking about what Alex is teaching in this book, let's think about what he's done. He's made this book really accessible in a lot of ways. You always think about, they say to write your copy at an 8th grade level. It's good to see all your answers. Thank you for keep them coming. Keep your copy at an 8th grade level. How to make money. And the reason for this is because that's like the median or the average or whatever it ends up being, education of the country, of the US, and I don't know what it is outside of the US, but you can apply this elsewhere so that you can reach people. Now, he says he does that. Every once in a while, I think he does use more jargon than most people understand. But when he comes out with like a book like this, he's going to spell it out for you. There are not only words in here, not only a huge book to read, but look at all the pictures he has. He has a lot of these types of things. And there are a lot of people who learn differently. where just reading a book is just going to be difficult. But if you have pictures, look, when he says, look, on page 9, he says, problem or solution, sad face to happy. I think it's really, and it's really strategic of him. You know, it's a smart move to do that because you're going to have people who traditionally have been left out. You're going to have a lot of that in your audience. They've been left out. They are not being spoken to. In my case, what I like to do, it's at least I try to do this, is to be as accessible as I can to people who have different learning, not only learning abilities, but like their neurodivergence, or they may be handicapped, or they may not know what certain words mean because they didn't grow up knowing those things. Like, I try to think through that sort of inclusivity. But I think anytime you can just go the extra mile with your audience, it's gonna be good for them, and it's gonna be good for you in turn and in return. Does that make sense? Yeah, love it. Y'all check out the chats. Good stuff. Okay. So we understand what a money model is, right? We understand that a money model is a way to make more money. And whereas a lot of teaching teaches you how to make money that one time, this is intended to take you to the next level. Another way of thinking about it is like the compounding interest that I talk about all the time when it comes to just doing something for long enough. When you do something and you become known for something, it's not just like, okay, if I let's say I spent a year, or you spent a year on something, and I said, okay, I want you to do this thing for a year. I want you to sell this one offer for 1 year. It's not that I believe that on month 1, and then month 3, and then month 7, and month 12, you'll have equal amount of money, and therefore you multiply this one amount times 12, and that's what you get, and that's why it's good. It is my belief and my experience that your month 12 could be higher, much higher than your month 1, if you're willing to have your month 1 be really, really low. Because every single week, every single day, every single month, you get better at it, conceivably. People learn about it, more people learn about it, and they start telling people about it in their own way. So you're bringing that along. You get better at what you serve. You get more information and data. So you're able to to serve it better and to serve it faster. You get ideas along the way that help this offer become a more advanced offer, like a more elite offer. And then you learn things about your audience. You learn things about traffic. You learn things about ... And that leads itself to the possibility, being careful with my words, to the possibility that you make more the further you go along. So what happens is, a lot of times people will start something and then they'll stop just short of the good part, because the first part of it is so low feedback. It's so like, oh, I didn't have a lot of views, or I didn't make a lot of money, because that's how it's supposed to work. You're laying the foundation, and then hopefully you keep building upon that, and then it becomes this thing that is just like out of this world. And someone said that they want to join, but they're about to take off on a flight. I will have the replay here unless something technically goes wrong. Knock wood. The replay should be here, so no worries. Thank you. Is that making sense so far, everybody? Let me know in the chat if that's making sense to you. Make sure that you are subscribed, whether you want to leave a comment or not. Let me know if you subscribe today, because that'll make me happy. So if you're thinking about this principle, like, think about that too. It's like, okay, I can make money by selling something to someone or to certain people, or I could do all of that and then make more money from many of them. That's going to be a better outcome at the end. Thank you, Coins and Confidence, for subscribing. I appreciate you. That's going to be a better outcome. So I want to continue to give you some insights about this book, and I want to give you value and help you. I went to bed last night, very much so like I truly did. I went to bed and I thought, how can I help the most people tomorrow make some money? Because it's just what I want to do. I feel like it's at our fingertips, and I want to help you do that. So take what we talk about today and don't just consume it like this is Netflix. Do something about it. I always say take 50% of consumption, like 50% I'm going to watch and learn, and 50% I'm going to do. Put that in the comments if you're with me. 50% learn, 50% do. So if you spend 20 minutes with me here today, or an hour or 30 minutes or whatever, take that same amount of time and do something about it. Do something about it. Now, there is a built-in timer that only lets you comment every few seconds because I'm trying to avoid spam. So don't think that there's something technically wrong with your chat. I posted this on All Access and Your First 5K. So if my members who are here, I want to say hi to you. If you want to become a member, you can click on the link at the top of the chat, and that'll take you into Your First 5K to start. You'll get a 7-day free trial, and you'll get a ton of information. You'll be blown away by the value. Coins and Confidence, who just subscribed, says, I'm also in your school community. I learned so much. I figured out how to make my first 2,000 because of your philosophy. Thank you. Awesome. I love that. You're going to have to put a post up in Your First 5K and let us know how you did it. That would be super cool. So this book, I'm not going to go through the entire book, obviously, because first of all, you can either order it, and I have free copies. You just pay like $10 shipping. I don't get any of that money. They use it to ship and whatever. And I have the link inside of my memberships. Or you can get the audio version, so you don't have to worry about waiting on shipping, and you can get right into the info. Alex has also put out a very exhaustive and in-depth course that goes along with this, where he teaches every single chapter, and that is free. And I don't know exactly where it is, but I'm sure it's on his acquisitions.com website. You can do a Google search for it. You can do a YouTube search for it. But I wanted to talk even more about ways, like I want to help you. I want to help you win. So I think it will help you to understand the 4 types of money models. Because when the book starts, Alex walks you through a very interesting story of how he went from being just like everybody, just like he had like 2 months worth of expenses. He was out of school. I think he dropped out or something, but he was out of school. He went against his parents' wishes, and he was had a gym. And he was just kind of figuring it out and making $20 here, $20 there. And it was a conversation that he had with his landlord that actually changed everything for him. And over from Saturday of this week till Monday night of this week, he made more than $100 million. So he went from having 5,000 or so in his bank account to $100 million made in 3 days. So that story alone, like what he does, how he tells the story, is worth the book, in my opinion. It really, really is, because he gives a great example as he goes. I also want to point out that Hormozi uses paid ads a ton. Paid ads. It's what's made him a lot of money. A lot of times when people do paid ads, they're actually spending more money than they make, so they stop, or they're spending just enough to break even, and so you still have to figure out how to make money. He happens to be someone who can put $1 in and make 20 back. It is really, 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 in my opinion, again, tough to do that. So I definitely think you should look at the ads, sections, but I would also caution against saying, "Oh, I'm going to do paid ads out the gate," because a lot of times if you haven't studied it and you haven't practiced it, you're going to lose money. When there are other ways to do some things first organically, take advantage of some leverages that you already have, and then maybe dabble in paid ads later. That is just how I roll. Different people are going to have their different opinions. So there's 4 sections or 4 parts to a money model according to Alex Hormozi. The attraction, so getting people in, the upsell, so getting people to they paid for something, but you want them to pay even more for something even cooler. The downsell, if they don't do the upsell, how do you still make more money by offering something that costs less than maybe even the original thing, but certainly less than the upsell, and that still helps them, but in a different way, not as much. And then the fourth part is the continuity that we talked about earlier, which is about how do you get somebody on a recurring basis paying you? Is a subscription model. You pay for how many people here pay for YouTube Premium? How many people here pay for Netflix, for a gym membership? What is something that you pay monthly for that you can talk about here? I know I pay insurance monthly, health insurance monthly. What do you pay for monthly? And maybe we even forget about it. Your phone bill. I think a cell phone kind of company is a good example of this. You go into to get a phone. First of all, you're paying a lot of money up front for that phone. So you come in and they've done some sort of attraction offer. There's like, buy one get one free, or don't pay anything up front, or whatever it is, or get something else free. And you come in and you pay that, and that the moment you do that, you're part of that attraction that Alex is talking about. Kimberly says she pays YouTube Premium, a gym, health insurance, phone, Max, which HBO Max, and Netflix. Same, except for the gym. Same. We pay a lot of continuity offers that he's talking about. So if anybody's just kind of like, I don't know what that means, you do know what it means. You do it every day. So that whatever attraction brought them in. So start thinking about your offers. Like how could I, not only about like marketing, but like what could I offer that would be so attractive that people would want to buy it? And he takes you through all the different types. Okay. So then there's the upsell. So you get you buy the phone and they say, hey, do you want insurance on that phone? Something protection from dropping your phone or losing your phone or having it stolen. Do you want extra protection on it? You say, okay, yeah, sure. And they say, hey, do you want to have more, do you want to have better roaming capabilities? Do you want a hotspot so you can give other people the ability to sign into your phone's hotspot and use the Wi-Fi? Do you want international roaming so you don't get charged for all the roaming and you get like a bundle? Like they just start to upsell you. There's more to buy. And if you're someone who is really, really strong-willed and you say, no, I want none of it. None of it. You have the attraction that brought you in, the upsell that gets you even more. And then if you say, no, I don't want any of that, then they say, okay, what do you want? A payment plan for any of this? Because you really should have this insurance. And I understand that $200 up front may be a lot for you. Do you want to pay $12 a month for 24 months or for 12 months? These are down sales, different types. And there are multiple kinds that Alex teaches you in this book, $100 million money models that I'm reading from, or that I'm talking to you about. And that's a down sale. And then there's continuity, which is, okay, you bought the phone. Now you just have to pay $100 a month for the service. Like you have the phone, it's a brick in your hand, but if you want to have like ability to use that phone outside of your home Wi-Fi, it's $100 a month. Does that make sense? Is that making sense? Like, can you visualize that? How many people have been through that process? And it's now that you know about it, you're gonna see it everywhere. You're gonna notice it everywhere. It's not just like people use that example, oh, you go to McDonald's and you get fries with that. It's not just that. It is a whole process that is used across different things. We just went into the joint. The joint is a chiropractic thing, and it's like a franchise around the US. And it's really cool. I like it. I haven't used it myself, but a family member did. And you go in there and they just have that menu right there. And it said, okay, you're going to sign up for this one, or you could sign up for this one, or you could sign up for this one. And they get you into upsells like that. They get you into continuity like that. It's a whole case study. I'm certainly going to do one about it. So Alex takes you through another example here that I think is really helpful. And I don't want to give it all away, so I'm going to have you just pick it up. You know, either pick it up or get that audio version, or check out his free course. The free course is also available when you have a school membership. It's crazy. It's crazy. I think you can do it outside of the school membership, but it is something else. So is that making sense? Yeah. Okay, so Sarah has an interesting thing I'm going to just address here. Not all are sellers. If all people start selling, who will teach in schools? Who will treat patients in hospitals? Who will play with kids in kindergarten? I'm going to try not to be snarky. I'm going to try my best because I want to be helpful. I don't want to be an ass. But there are 8 billion people in the world. We are reaching like 3 to 4 million people with this. It's a good question, but I don't think that it's going to be a worry. And I'm sorry to tell you, but teachers are sellers. Schools are selling people. Have you seen colleges and universities? At least in most countries, in some countries. I've spent $1 million on scholarships for strangers in the past 6 years, so I know that schools sell. Hospitals sell. There's a whole department of people who have to sell you on things. So it is a part of everything we do. And there are people, the reason that I think we should be caring about this, or we should care about this, is that there are a lot of people who are reliant on other people or other institutions to help them make ends meet. And if they were to learn how to sell, they could potentially do that on their own and have a better quality of life and not be so dependent on something that could easily go away. So I don't think every 8 billion people should be selling either, but we're all in some way marketing ourselves. We're all in some way selling something. And if you can become world class at it, then that could change your life. And then what do you do when you have the money that you make from selling? You do whatever you want with it. You could start a nonprofit. You could be someone who's a millionaire who teaches kids and nobody ever knows you're a millionaire because you had a skill. You developed a skill to help other people and you monetized it, and then you were able to do whatever you want. Also, what am I doing right now? Am I not teaching? I'm teaching you something. Many people in this audience teach other people how to do things. That's why it's called school, SKOOL. It's not called WAP. It's not called bang bang. It's called school because it's teaching people things. It's just that in our own little sections of life, why not get paid commiserate? Is that the word? Commiserate. I think that's the word. Somebody needs to teach me that with what we're putting out into the world. So I understand the question. I don't begrudge the question. I just believe that it is a, I want, I have a bigger ambition. I don't look at it as like, this is taking away from kids. I think this is like your mom and your dad need to be able to pay the bills. So let's teach them how to make money for themselves. Okay, let's keep going. You see, you can stop me with the question. I'm going to answer it. I'm going to be honest, and it may not be what you want to hear, but I will answer many questions. And I think you have to just decide for yourself, what do I want to consume? What do I believe is true? Just because I say it doesn't mean it's true. Just means it's what I believe. Okay, so we understand the attraction, the thing that got you in, the thing that was like buy one get one free or da 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 da. Then you sell someone on that, you upsell them, you have a downsell just in case, and then you have continuity. These are things that are going to take time for you to put together. A really simple way to do it is to start a school. It'll teach you all of the models and you can just focus on it, right? Or you could look at what you're already doing and say, okay, how do I just apply at least one of these? Like if you already have an offer, for instance, do you have an upsell? Do you have somewhere else for your clients to go? If you don't, all you have to do is say, well, let me think about that thing. Let me think about, forget all the other four, the other three. Let me just think about that thing. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions as I continue here. And thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I'm going to read the 7 important notes that Hormozi gives as he kicks off his book, because I do think it's helpful. Before he starts explaining each model and every single way you can do each one of those, he has these 7 things he says. Number 1, all businesses have money models. It makes a business a business. So you might be thinking he calls it a poor person mantra. Rachel Rogers already calls this like broke decisions. She even says, I think broke bitch decisions, she may say, but he's calling it poor person mantra of quote unquote, this won't work for my business because da 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 da. And he's saying the rich person mantra is how will I make this work for my business? He's saying they all work if you make it. So be creative instead of constraining yourself, essentially. Does that make sense? The second thing he says is, so that I really want you to hear that. I want you to hear that. Like if you're here, don't just sit here and listen to me talk. Think, actually, I'm going to make this work for my business. I'm going to think about the ways it can work for my business instead of thinking, oh, this will never work for my business. Because if you think it won't, it won't. You have so much power in your own hands and your own thoughts. Okay, the second thing he says is some money models work better in some businesses than others. They're just different ways to sell other stuff or something he's saying. If you just try to copy what this person or that person does, you'll be disappointed. To make it work for your business, you have to design your own. He's going to show you how. Third thing he says is if a customer asks for their money back, give them their money back. This is juicy. Avoid the headache. And if you made a goof, fix the goof. Don't be a silly goose. Treat customers well. Next time, spend the time and resources to get better customers. I don't know if I agree 100% with that. I love the first part, which is like do right by your customers. I would have loved for this sentence to say next time, spend the time and resources to get better at serving your customer. Make sense? But either way, either one you want to take, it's all a lesson is the point. It's all a lesson. So if you spend a lot of energy in going back and forth with people It is what it is. Now, if you have a disclaimer that already says there are no refunds, then you need to stand in that. I see what he's saying, 100%, and I do it all day long. When someone says I want a refund in one of my memberships, I'm like, okay, let me just get to that button as fast as I possibly can, because I don't have the fight in me to fight you over a few dollars that I know is worth way, 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 way more than that to you, because it just means that it's not for you. And I'm not going to change that. Number 4, hard selling is for weak products. This is interesting. Hair my side says, thank you so much for this. It helps to hear the breakdown again and again. No problem. So he says hard selling is for weak products. So this is again a juicy one. It's like a hot take, basically. If someone doesn't want something, that is okay. Don't convince someone against their will. This is probably my favorite so far. Make offers available at the time your customer has a problem, and you'll be ahead of your competition. If they don't want it, no problem. Find someone who does. It's a numbers game. That is probably my favorite. And I don't know if he's going to be able to beat it in the next few. We'll see. But I say it all the time. He says hard selling is for weak products. So if you have to convince someone it's not a great product for them, I get sent people all the time and they're like, oh, this person wants to buy from you, or this person wants to buy, you better jump on it. And I'm like, no, I better not. There's no selling that needs to be done in this situation. This service or this offer is so valuable that it is my job to articulate that value, but it is not my job to convince you. I don't need to convince, because the product and the offer is good enough, is great enough. So if you always think about that and you're saying, I look at my stuff and I say, why isn't this selling? And that is. And I look at what is not selling and I'm like, it must not be a good enough product for the people. And what Alex is saying even further is it may be a good product, but it may be the wrong time. So it's your job to find people at the right time, at the right pain point. Number 5, obey the law. I learned these plays in different situations from different people using different platforms. He's going to say different a lot. In different times, places, following different rules. Advertising laws change all the time. And I'm going to say this too. YouTube guidelines seem to change all the time because they've been attacking me. And they tend to only get tighter, especially when it comes to saying something is free. Check with lawyers to see if an offer you want to make is legal or not. This book is intended to be money model inspiration only. Love that. Number 6 out of 7, he says, be transparent. State the facts. If the facts are not compelling, change the reality to make them more compelling, or learn to frame them in a way that is. Come on, y'all. Come on. What he's saying is, don't try to lie or embellish or fudge the facts just to make your offer look better. Just make the offer itself a better offer. And then tell the truth about it. All of this is within your means and your power. He goes on to say, don't lie. You'll shortchange yourself long term. And unlike credit card debt, you can't file bankruptcy to erase a bad reputation. Okay, this is when Alex decides to preach in the book. He says, once you have a bad reputation, it sticks for life. So 100% agree with this one. And I'll tell you when I don't agree on something, right? Like you know that. So I 100% agree on this one. Be transparent. Make the offer better if you want to have better things to say. Like if you want to be able to tell the story, like tell cooler stories, do cooler things. Number 7, any offer can be used on its own at any time in any order. So he's talking about all these different offers and ways to do it. He has those 4 categories, but several different ways to do them under each. He says a business works as long as it makes a profit. If you sell something for an amount and if you sell something and it costs you less to produce or distribute or deliver that product, then you're making some type of profit. And a business works only if it makes a profit. Most offers in this book could meet that minimum requirement on their own. When used in the right sequence and at the right time, they make a $100 million money model. Okay, he says, I've got big dreams, and I bet you do too, so we're going to use them all of the money models. All right, here's the book again. If you're just joining or if you've joined since I've asked this last, let me know if you have a copy of the book, if you have the audio, if you've ordered it and you're waiting for it. If you want a free copy, but it's for, you have to pay shipping to Hormozi, I have some free copies that I bought. I bought the books themselves, which cost $29.99, and then you pay for the shipping. I do not get any of that money. The way you get that is to go into your first 5K. There's a 7-day free trial, so that's free. And you can go look for the post about it. Okay. Andy says, I just finished It's About Damn Time. I just started Your First Million. Those are 2 of my books. Thank you so much, Andy. I appreciate you. Yes. Rose says, the book is in the mail. I love this recap. Awesome. Okay. So we talked about the 4 kinds: attraction, upsell, downsell, continuity. So he goes on to just one by one, just start breaking them down. This is the section 1 is what I just went through. He also, throughout the book, puts these QR codes. I don't know. See if the QR code will work. Let me know if that works. Because he puts this QR code in for every chapter, and it takes you to the course that he has, which is I looked at the course. I watched the course. It takes hours. Somebody try that and let me know if it's actually working or if I'm going to put this down. Take your phone out, take a picture of it, see if it works. It's working. This is fun. Okay, so y'all get it while it's there. This takes you into his course. And if somebody wants to put the link in the chat, go for it. I'm going to take this down in a second. So her. That's my way of saying hurry up. So this is a free gift from Hormozi. Bonus tutorial on the 4 types of offers. And that not only takes you to that video, but it takes you to his full free course that he talked about during his event launch. And what I like about his free stuff is that it's the kind of stuff that you literally pay thousands of dollars for with other people. So it's just not like this little, throwaway thing. Okay. Awesome. Does anybody have any questions so far? Because I'm not going to go through the whole book. The whole book is here for you to learn. And, do you want me to do more of these? Do you want me to continue this book? I have a book club that Brendolyn has been doing for me for 5 years. We just capped off It's About Damn Time yesterday. But I've never really led a book club. I could do it live on YouTube if you all wanted, but I want to hear from you first because I don't want to do it. And if you're watching the replay of this, you can certainly let me know in the comments your opinion. I'll look at all the opinions. I'll decide and do what I want to do. But I just want to help you make more money faster. Hair My Side says number 7 is fire. Let's go back to 7. Any offer can be used on its own at any time in any order. A business works as long as it is making a profit. Yeah. Iva says, I want to reread the 3 of them. So there's 3 in the trilogy. $100 million offers to get you started. What do I sell? $100 million leads. How do I get traffic? And $100 million money models. How do I make more money once I have the traffic? And then Iva wants to know which one do I start with? I would 100% start with offers, $100 million offers. If you have a fantastic offer that is making you a ton of money, maybe you can skip that, go into leads. But I looked yesterday at my Amazon history, and I bought the offers one in 2022, November 2022, and I bought the leads one mid-year 2023. So, even me with all the offers and leads that I have already, I went through it and listened to it all the time. My favorite one so far is the leads. This one probably will take over that one though, because it's like really meaty. But I would start at the beginning. If you don't have a great offer, if you don't have an offer at all, go to that offers one. You can also go to Your First 5K, my membership, go into our classroom. And I have I have 2 offer GPTs that I trained that will help you immensely, immensely, immensely. So if you do both, like if you have the offers book from Hormozi, you're using my tactics inside of my memberships, you're unstoppable. And then you decide, okay, now I want to go into the leads. I want to learn how to get more people to see it, because that's the very next question people ask. I see it every day. Every day someone asks, or multiple people say, what do I sell? And then how do I get people to know that I'm selling? How do I get customers? And it's just laid out for you in his trilogy. It's laid out for you in my memberships. I mean, it is just there for the taking. Let's see. Ryan says, watching the mailbox hard now. Yep. It's on its way. This is good stuff. It's fun. I was excited when I got mine. And it takes a lot for me, because I get sent. You see all these books behind me. Most of them were sent to me because people either want me to read them or promote them. A lot of them I'm in, so it takes a lot for me to be stoked about a book coming out. And I was stoked about this one, getting this notification. Rose says, a book club could be fun. I'm interested in what Hormozi says, but my mind has a difficult time hearing the way he says it. Maybe it will be easier to read it. Interesting. I thought about that a little bit, because that video that I made earlier this week, where I gave a very honest opinion about how I think he presents, which is very complimentary, but also had its flaws, is that I was thinking maybe, sometimes you need a different person to deliver a message if it's a message you need to hear. Because sometimes the original person is just not for you. Same could be the other way. Like, imagine Hormozi did a presentation on what I teach to his audience, and they would be like, yeah, that's awesome. But from me, they may not hear it. So it's a Trojan horse situation. So maybe, okay. Hair My Side says, you are a genius, Arlan. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. Ryan says, offers is a great start, even to refresh what you think you have already. Absolutely. The $100 million offers book is, it's just like this. It's like, it's in depth, takes you step by step, explains things really, really clearly. And if you don't have the bank account, if your bank account doesn't look the way you want it to, you can always do better. You can always do more. And then Ryan says that leads is pure gold. Leads is my favorite so far. I think this one's going to take over for being the favorite. Kimberly says the leads course is there too. Awesome. Yeah, leads course is awesome. It's really good. It's like 2 years old, maybe a little longer than that. But I remember taking that entire course because he delivered that for free as well. Sarah says, to sell the unique product is way harder because you need a lot of ads and invest much money in marketing, but very well-known products are easy to sell. So Sarah, I'm just going to say this out loud. I think you have a lot of limiting beliefs. If you want to go through life where finding a problem with everything, it's just going to be a problem with everything. I think what you're saying is smart. I'm not going to discount it and say, oh, you're not saying the smart thing and you're not saying what I want you to say. So I'm just going to, dismiss it. But I do think everything has a negative slant to it. To sell a unique product is way harder because you need a lot of ads and invest much. It's just not true. You don't need a lot of ads. I just spent 5 minutes explaining why you don't need ads. I have 2,500 people learning from me, and I don't talk about ads at all. They make money. Many of them make money, not all, but many of them make money and have in the past. And it's just not true. So it's, I'm not going to spend a lot of time, especially with someone where I don't see their face in the profile. So I never know who I'm talking to, right? So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on what we can't do. I can talk myself out of anything. You can talk yourself out of anything, right? Audience, you can talk yourself out of anything. Does anybody have any questions before we head out? And was this helpful? Did you have any light bulb moments? Anything that's going to help you today? Oh, let me show you something else. So I also got these 2 handbooks. So you get this when you ordered I'm getting a ton of stuff on Monday, but I already got this. When you ordered the 15 books at the beginning before he even had to launch, which I did, you get this ACQ. So acquisition.com is his big company with Layla, his wife. It's the closer. So the sales closer handbook. And it says volume negates luck. So doing more of something helps you win, basically. And what it is like all black and white, all kind of internal. It says internal document. And it goes into what his people who are hired to sell for him are handed on day 1 or day 0. And it goes into like all kinds of sales. It tells you how you're going to be trained as if you're an employee of his. This is how I will train you. This is like the employee handbook for closers for him. And it talks about all the training they're going to do. It's kind of crazy. Look at this schedule. It's going to be kind of small if you're on a phone, but nuts. Hunt and kill, manly things. So I didn't go through all of this because I'm like, I'm not your employee, but I love it. And I think it's going to help a lot of people. I'm not trying to, go crazy on selling. I think it is a tiny bit contradictory to his don't sell so hard, but whatever. It's working. He made it. One of us, between the two of me and him, or he and I, one of us made $100 million this week, and one of us did not. Hair My Side says, your membership is fire. It has changed how I use YouTube and memberships. Amazing. Lori says, it's helpful to hear from you as well as the initial Alex presentation. I appreciate it. Awesome. Andy says, I'm joining All Access tonight in the UK. Very cool. Okay. But I think it's great because a lot of times you just don't get the behind the scenes of stuff and how things are working. And what I do in this situation when I get this kind of information is like, I just take what I want from it. Doesn't mean that I have to become a different person and do things that I don't want to. Let's see, there's additional training. Let's see what this is. Oh, he's telling you to go to these YouTube. Oh, let's do another. Well, that's going to take you away from my YouTube. I don't want that. Oh, he has these other sales resources. So he has like 4.5 hours, this one video. Just go to his channel. I've seen that video. Then this other one I got is the same thing, but it's for his advertising because he does spend a lot of time on advertising. So this one is like my best gym launch ad frameworks, my best Arlan, which is his SaaS product, my best school ad frameworks. That's page 65. Let's go to that. Interesting. Okay. So he talks about like the visual hook, podcast style, call to action. He just kind of shows some pictures of things. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So you have all this that came in yesterday. All these 3 came in yesterday. On Monday or so, I'm supposed to get the 12 playbooks that come with the $6,000 purchase. In addition to the 200 books that I'm able to give away for free to you all, I got a 12 playbook pack. We're going to see what they look like. They seem like they're much thinner than these, so shouldn't be too difficult. Here's another thing I like, though. Look what he did. Smart. Holes. So what can I do now? I can get a binder and plug these suckers into one big binder and reference it. It would be a foolish thing to do to get this stuff and then just have it for the first week because you're excited and then bounce. Yeah. Okay. Do we have any questions before I go? Anything that you've learned from Alex over the last few days, learned from me, or learned about these money models that you're not clear about, or anything you want me to know that you're about to go do? Let me know now in the chat, and then I'm going to head out. It's been wonderful spending this hour with you. I will continue to do these if I start to get that feedback. I have got some received some feedback that you want me to do this, but there's a reason that it's sold 1 million copies or more. This one, like his first 2 books, sold 1 million copies total. This one has sold more than 3 million copies since Saturday, or not since Saturday. Oh, I guess it was 2.9 million in a 24-hour period. That was the first one, that the record that he broke. Okay. Doesn't seem that there are any questions, so we will continue this another time, but thank you so much for joining. Oh, there are questions. Okay. Ryan says, how to turn one-off transactions into long-term relationships. I was curious your thoughts on how service businesses can create subscription models. Yeah, so he does cover this in the book. He covers it in his teachings. This is the one that I do the most, though, the most work with, because I work with coaches. I work with people who are doing educational things. School is one big way, because it is a service business. But if you think about my school, I can't really share my screen on YouTube as easily as I can on Zoom. But if you think about one of my schools is for YouTube Studio, and YouTube Studio is a do it with you, where I help you with your YouTube videos, right? We produce that, my team and I. And it's on continuity. It's $1,667 a month. But it's essentially a $20,000 a year offer, just with a payment option. And every month we are providing a service where you're getting these videos, these high quality videos and everything that's included. But that's one way to do it. Another way to do it is to say, like, let's say your offer is 2 months of consultation or 90 days of consultation to get someone from A to B fast and get them like a lot of clarity and a lot of transformation quickly. You could then say there's a maintenance option where you pay monthly or you pay quarterly to stay in this now small group. We worked one-on-one. Now we bring you over to this small group that continues to work together. And I pop in every once in a while, and you have the access to me when you need me. That is a way to kind of go from something that was an original to now this is like a continuity. Hair My Side says, is your challenge held live every month? So we have 2 different challenges, and we will be holding at least one of them live every single month. Yes. And the replays are on fire. And I also do a live kickoff call. I have been doing those each Monday, regardless of if we're live in the challenge or not, so that you can act like it's live. But yes, we will be doing that. Yeah. So there's more ways, but that seemed to answer Ryan's question. He said, solid. Always love listening to you, Arlan. Thank you. I appreciate you. Appreciate everybody who's been around here. Thank you for coming in. I like doing these, so I might do more. I just have to think about, how much YouTube is putting me out there and if it makes sense to do that. I do this all the time inside of my memberships, though. So if you really want that access to live sessions with me, come on into the membership. It is absolutely amazing. The link is at the top here. I'll see you over there if you just joined in this last hour and a few minutes. And as always, have a wonderful day. I hope you make something happen for yourself. 50%. Think about how much time you just spent listening to me, whatever that amount was. If it was 2 minutes or the full hour, Use that same amount of time to go implement and do something. Go do something with it. Okay? I'll talk to you soon. Bye, y'all.